In this tutorial, you will learn about class hierarchy when designing software, and you will learn classes can be derived from other classes. You will learn a class derived from another class is called a subclass, and you will learn the class from which the subclass is derived is called a superclass. You will learn every class has one and only one direct superclass, except for the object class. In the Java language, classes can be derived from other classes, thereby inheriting variables and methods from those classes. The object class defines and implements behavior common to all classes, including the ones that you write. In the Java platform, many classes derive directly from object. Other classes derive from some of those classes, and so on, forming a hierarchy of classes. A class that is derived from another class is called a subclass. The class from which the subclass is derived is called a superclass. This class is also a subclass to this superclass. In this diagram, you can see each class except for object, which is at the top of the hierarchy, has one and only one direct superclass. This is called single inheritance. Java does not allow multiple inheritance. Classes can be derived from classes that are derived from classes that are derived from classes, and so on, and ultimately derived from the topmost class object. Such a class is said to be descended from all the classes in the inheritance chain stretching back to object. Let's look at a class to define a bicycle. A bicycle has a gear, cadence, and speed, and two methods, apply brake and speed up. Suppose we want to create a new class to represent a mountain bike. Mountain bikes have the same variables and methods as a bicycle, but also have an additional variable, seat height, and a method to modify the seat height. We can extend the mountain class to use the bicycle class. We use the keyword extends when defining the class header. Public class mountain bike extends bicycle. Mountain bike inherits all the variables and methods of bicycle and adds the variable seat height and a method to set it. Except for the constructor, it's as if you had written a new mountain bike class entirely from scratch with 4 variables and 3 methods. However, you didn't have to do all the work. This would be especially valuable if the methods in the bicycle class were complex and had taken a lot of time to debug. Since derived classes do not inherit a superclass's constructor, when we create a mountain bike object, we will call the bicycle constructor using the keyword super to initialize the gear, cadence, and speed variables, and then set our seat height. In this example, bicycle is the superclass, also known as the base class or parent class. Mountain bike is the subclass, also known as the derived class, extended class, or child class. In this tutorial, you learned about class hierarchy when designing software. You learned classes can be derived from other classes. You learned a class derived from another class is called a subclass, or derived class, extended class, or child class. And you learned the class from which the subclass is derived is called a superclass, which is also called base class or parent class. You learned every class has one and only one direct superclass, except for the object class.